Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. So, today we are going to discuss the topic which is called a 7 layer of OSI. So, why we need to understand these layers? First of all, when the network was built, there was some protocol defined and there was some terminology was defined. On the basis of that terminology and protocols, we segregated our ports, our data into these 7 layer protocols. So I am not wasting you much time. So I am starting this with the physical layer. So physical layer, you can see physical layer structure. What is physical layer? We need to understand that physical layer. Suppose I have this computer, I have this switch which is connected to network. The physical connection between this computer to switch is called a physical layer. The thing which you can feel, you can touch, everything come on the physical layer. This is a layman language, but we need to understand in the physical layer is there what are the media of physical layer. Like physical layer, there is a coax, fiber, wireless, hub, repeater, and this layer data will work on binary numbers, electrical signals. We can say that if somebody asks you that physical layer, the physical layer which you can feel, touch, and the media of layer like coax, fiber, wireless. Wireless, you can say wireless you can touch because you have wireless modem adapters. Hub, you repeater, you can touch that one. That is come under the layer 1. In this form of data, your data is traveling into analog to digital. Now come to data link layer. Once your physical layer is done, your physical layer is hand over the data to data link layer, which is called a layer 2. In this layer, data is traveling in the form of frames. So guys, you need to understand each layer your data will change in their format. Like see, I told you in the physical layer it should be on binary number, digital, electrical signals, but in the data link layer your packet will from physical to digital will change to frames. So in the layer 2 only understand the frame, because when any troubleshooting which you stuck, like if you have idea about the switches, where this how the switches are communicating, your layer 2 packets which is hitting to your switch is or hitting to your gateway, it's in form of frame. So what are the media like Ethernet, triple P, switch, bridge? So I'm taking one very simple example. Suppose this is I'm sitting here and this is my switch and this is I'm taking a router or firewall. When my packet will arrive to this here to switch, okay, so this is the gateway IP for this end user. This packet will reach here in the form of frames. So that is a role of frames, because all over in this world the troubleshooting only based on these 7 protocols. Suppose if you're doing the layer 2 troubleshooting, or we can say the data link troubleshooting, you need to check the MAC address frames, because MAC address don't have IP, so they understand on the frame, and you can run and you can check in the switch how you can troubleshoot. If somebody asks you to check that okay frame, so it means they are asking to layer 2 troubleshooting. Once the packet done with the layer 2, then it's go to network layer, which is called a L3 layer also, which is also called a L3 layer, and IP. In this layer packet is only understand the IP. Once the MAC address will go reach to data link layer, he transfer this data to network layer, and this layer 3 only IP understand IP. So I hope you are able to see screen, they mention IP, ICMP, IP, any routing protocol also. When some people are saying the routing protocol, we need to troubleshoot the routing protocol, so it means the people are saying it is only layer 3. They want to troubleshoot you layer 3. But guys, you need to understand, so which your data is transferring, which form. Like again, I am again repeating: physical, digital, analog, layer 2 frames, layer 3 IP. Now come to layer 4. So layer 4, once the routing is done, packet need to transport to one side to another. So in that case we can use transport layer where TCP and UDP will work. TCP and UDP will work. In this world there are two protocols which we use, the TCP and UDP. See, TCP is much secure as a comparison of UDP, but that for TCP and UDP I will make the another lecture to show how it is much secure, because only the basic layer language TCP doing the three-way handshake and UDP is not doing, but UDP is much faster than TCP, but TCP is much secure than UDP. So this is the job of layer 4, which is called a transport layer. Now it's on the session. Now once the transport is built, this is one side to another side. If this transport is built, so we need to one session establish end to end. So once the transport layer is done, then this session layer help us to build the session end to end. Once the session, suppose if you are using Facebook page, I am taking one example. When you open the Facebook, you log in. When you use log out, after that your session is break, then session layer is stop sending the data. So this is the job of session layer, where they will sync end to end port, API socket and Win socket to using your URL side, using any telnet session, SSH session. That is only possible with the help of session layer. Now come to the presentation layer. Once the session is built, then your data will go to presentation. Presentation means now how this data will present. Like suppose you are opening Word file, you are opening Excel file, you are opening another files that should be present. So it only help with the presentation and application layer. Both layers are doing same work, presentation application, but there is slightly some different, because the presentation layer will help work on the SSL, SSH, IMAP, FTP, MPEG and JPEG files. But if you see the another side, the layer 7, where the layer 7 will only dedicated for the application, where you are using HTTP, FTP. It will help to present the data. Application also help to present data, but application form. Suppose you are using any website. I already give the example for Facebook. So this all 7 layer our network is built. So thank you guys. I will try to make another video also. So thank you for watching this video. If possible, please subscribe. Thank you.